Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is now available on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC. And today I think we're going to be checking out something really special, and that's the fact that director Suzuki took to social media to not only confirm some details regarding the upcoming DLC that we are going to be getting in August, but he also suggested as to what that actual DLC will contain. So on the official Japanese Twitter account, they went and posted, "Hi, I'm Suzuki, the director of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. The development team is still working on the first title update for August. In addition to adding monsters and fields," and I'll re-emphasize that again, fields as with an S as in multiples, new content will be added to the surveys, expanding the range of choices regarding the difficulty of play. I hope you can wait for this as well. Now, in typical fashion, they also went ahead and translated that same post, and they posted on the North American Twitter account, which reads as follows: "The team is still hard at work on the first title update coming this August. Not only do we have additional content like the new field and monsters, we plan to add new content regarding anomaly research and more options to provide players with a greater range of difficulty." And then they made a second tweet which basically says, "This post is from director Suzuki of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak." Now, obviously the big clear difference here specifically, and it could be just a translation error, it could be just that in the North American Twitter account, they decided to basically leave out the fact that there might be multiple fields as to not tease it, but in the Japanese one, they specially mention it as multiples, as in more than one. Now, this is, of course, they are directly talking about the August update. They are not talking about the subsequent updates we are going to be getting by the fall, and then winter, and then even 2023. They're not mentioning those free title updates. They're specifically focusing on the August one. So I kind of found that, first and foremost, a little bit interesting that in the Japanese one, they mention multiple fields, but in the English post, they decided to just mention a new field. And then they, of course, mention new monsters as in plural because we know we have plenty of them already. I have a video in the works regarding talking about which monsters are going to be added to that, so stay tuned for that in the days to come. Now, there's two other key important things to also take away from this post. First and foremost, they mentioned that new content regarding anomaly research will be added. Now, of course, anomaly quests are basically the end game meta right now. This is what people are going to have to farm if they not only want to upgrade their weapons, if you don't necessarily know. That is the real point of the anomaly quest. You're getting materials to upgrade your weapons. And then, of course, they make a whole bunch of weaker monsters extremely viable and actually worth hunting once again. But the catch here is that not every monster in Rise or even Sunbreak has an anomaly quest. We know that they basically go up to Magnamalo. I believe that's the toughest difficult monster. So everything before it is already available as an anomaly quest in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak as of right now. We know things like the Great Isuchis, Tetranodons, and Kezus of the world already have their anomaly quest. But then there's stronger monsters like the new Seregios or Espinas or anything like that, even Malzeno for that matter, they do not have an anomaly quest. So this is what they're referring to. They're going to start adding difficult, and I mean really, really difficult quests when it comes to these anomaly hunts. Now, we know the anomalies are already pretty tough. The monsters are pretty tanky in that regard. They hit extremely hard, and they're just really tough endgame encounters, basically. And we know that now they're confirming that they're going to be adding more when it comes to the free title updates. That is the way we can expect to see more of those hunts. We were expecting that maybe through event quests they could actually start adding those anomaly quests, but it seems like they're going to be saving those anomaly quests, those more difficult encounters, for free title updates, and presumably they're going to spread them out for the August, fall, winter, and 2023 updates subsequently. The last thing that I also wanted to touch upon that's specifically mentioned in this post is that they're going to provide a greater range of difficulty. Now, what does that actually entail? I guess that actually means that they're going to provide not only the tougher difficulty anomaly quest, which we just went over, but they're also going to be providing easier master rank quests for those people who just basically want free or easy materials. I think that's the takeaway that I have from this. I certainly would love to hear your guys in the comments letting me know what your translation of this, what is your take on this, how is it that you're perceiving it, because other than like making quest easier, which again is the direct opposite of what an anomaly quest is, I'm not necessarily sure what greater range would actually entail other than actually making a quest a little bit easier to be able to farm, which again you would only do that if you want materials, nothing really else. And what that means to me is an easier way to be able to farm mantles. Now, it doesn't necessarily make the drop rates any higher, but it does mean that hunting a monster a little bit faster, you're actually able to get more rewards, and maybe you could have a better chance at a drop for a mantle if you specifically need it. Almost all of the master rank armors need a mantle for one of the slots, or if you're actually trying to upgrade your weapon, you're probably also going to end up needing a mantle at the end of the day, especially if your weapon has a 2-tier upgrade. So, you're going to need that as well. Now, when it comes to the afflicted drops, those are pretty much tied to the afflicted quest. So maybe they're going to add even more rare items, and specifically those quests that could let you upgrade your weapon even further. We don't necessarily know. That's speculation on my part. But when it comes to greater range of difficulty, it just basically means making it a little bit easier and more approachable for those who are struggling with master rank, which seems to be there's a decent chunk of people who have been struggling with some of the master rank content in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. But I guess ultimately my biggest takeaway from all of this is that Capcom is fully aware that the title updates are a big kind of like reinvigorating force when it comes to this specific title and pretty much Monster Hunter Rise in general. Every single time that Rise ended up getting a free title update, there was a lot of speculation as to not only what could have been included, but also the changes and the patches that came along with it. Remember that we just went over this when I went over the patch notes for the most recent update. Every single title update in almost every single month is going to be coming with a brand new patch notes. So not only weapon balancing, but also a bunch of bug fixes and a couple of changes alongside that. They've added new features as well when it comes to free title updates and the patches themselves. So they kind of combine that all together to make just a better version of the game become available for those who are choosing to jump in, or everyone who's already been enjoying the game and basically is just farming endgame at that point, which I presume by the time that we get to August, this is probably going to end up dropping maybe the first or second week of August. Realistically speaking, the majority or the bulk of the people who have been playing Sunbreak since launch have already finished the story, are already starting to delve a little bit deeper into anomaly hunts, anomaly quests, and basically are going to want to farm, the easiest materials available for their specific weapon to upgrade and begin that process of making sure that they're farming efficiently for whatever item materials that they actually need when it comes to afflicted hunts, which, of course, like I mentioned before, that is the end game that we have now. There's really nothing else in the horizon unless they actually decide to add something else in. But that's about all the updates that I wanted to go over with you guys today. Of course, we should be expecting this to drop, like I mentioned before, probably on the first or the second week of next month when it comes to this free title update. If you are brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.